Hey guys, this is Camo Kid 1SS, and today I'm going to do my update on my poor man's Duracoat video. This particular knife, the Cold Steel Spartan, I promised to carry around for 30 days, and it's been past 30 days, and I'm kind of overdue on this video, but you know, I've just got over the firecracker stand and I'm settled back at home, so I decided to do the update today. Not only did I do the poor man's Duracoat, but I also polished the pocket clips on both knives. I really liked how this one turned out with the black lettering. But basically, it's Rust-Oleum multi-textured spray paint, and it's held up pretty good. I have a couple flaws in the knife. Let's see, right there. This G10 one turned out really well. But most of the damage you're going to see is when you're applying the spray paint to the scale. And let's see. And also when you're when the blade is drying. If you don't let it dry, you're going to chip up the paint. So I recommend 3 to 5 days for the drying process to complete. But basically, let's see, this is Gervery material, and of course the Cold Steel Spada is G10. Also took the liberty of stonewashing the blades. I actually bought a rock tumbler from Harbor Freight, and I'll probably have a video on that in the future. I believe the stonewash on both knives turned out excellent. Let's see the Spartan again. But let's see, you can pick up that rock tumbler from approximately $80 to $50, and the ceramic stones cost about $15. And when you pick up that rock tumbler, make sure you get the warranty, because if you don't get the warranty, you know, the rock tumbler's going to fall apart. Mine's falling apart right now, and right now, since I got the warranty, I could go trade it in at any time. And the warranty's like $10, and it's for 3 years, so it's definitely worth getting. Something I've noticed about, let's see, that big spot taken out, I actually dropped that on ceramic tile, and I've dropped other knives on ceramic tile. It's just when you use knives a bunch, you kind of, you know, you flick them around, wake up in the morning, and you're like, which knife am I going to carry? And I ended up dropping my Spartan, and that's what happened. I've also dropped G10 handles, just pure G10 handles before on hard surfaces, and it kind of scuffs them up. So, you know, if you can live with that, that's just, you know, a feature of the poor man's Duracoat. And really, guys, I don't know if actual Duracoat would have stood up to that use. It's probably a 4-foot drop. And I know Duracoat's pretty tough, but I don't know if it could hold up to that. And on the subject of wearing off and chipping and stuff, I traded a Benchmade Griptilian and got a Spyderco Pacific Salt. And my friend, he uses the Griptilian all the time. It's actually a Coyote Brown Griptilian with a spider hole and the black blade. It's a really good knife. But he uses that thing every day. He carries it around, and the FRN on the Benchmade, I'm not sure what they use, but the plastic handle, it's actually a paint that they use. And how we found that out was it actually wears off and chips. And if you look inside the actual knife, the scales are black inside. So when you get a colored Benchmade Griptilian, they spray paint it, or I'm not sure if it's spray paint. It's a durable paint, but like I said, he really uses that knife. I wouldn't say abuse it, but he has several knives, and he really puts that one to the test. And he has scuff marks where he puts it in his pocket, and he's also dropped it a few times. So, you know, if Benchmade's production knives wear, I don't think that's too unacceptable. Now, let me talk about if you got an expensive knife. This is a nice knife, and it's not really expensive. It's about $55, and this is $100. So that's somewhat expensive. But if you're going to go out and buy like a $200, $300 knife, which I do not own, I would not recommend doing the poor man's Duracoat. If you're going to spend that kind of money on a knife, you might as well get what color you want. So, another thing is, if you're going to try this, you need to make sure you're proficient at taking off or taking apart a knife, because if you're not, you could possibly void your warranty depending on what kind of knife you have. Cold steel, I don't think that voids the warranty if you take it apart, but you know, if cold steel turns you down, that's, you know, just a risk you take. I know Spyderco will. Never take apart a Spyderco, but make sure you have all the proper tools and you have like a magnet of some sort, so when you take out the pivots and these pins and everything, you can lay like a magnetic bowl. You can put the fasteners in the magnetic bowl so you don't lose a part. But basically, this is going to be entirely up to you. I guess I can recommend it, but you know, like I said, if you have a really expensive knife, or if you're not proficient at taking apart knives, I do not recommend this. But overall, I think the knives are really, they're more attractive once you get the spray paint on the knives. If you have the money and you can send your blades to Tough Thumbs, that's cool. He does an extremely good job. But if you don't, and you have an inexpensive folder, you can always try out the poor man's Duracoat. And another thing I was going to say is, I know Rust-Oleum and Krylon, and there's probably another brand out there, they actually make spray paint that's meant for plastic. So let's see, rich, elegant texture finishes, indoor, outdoor, works on metal, wood, and more. They actually have some that actually bond to plastic, and I'm sure any type of spray paint is going to wear, but that's probably what type of paint Benchmade uses, something that actually bonds to the knife itself, so it wears less. So if you try that, go ahead and tell me about it, or make a response video. But I think that this wore pretty well. Basically, like I said, the application and the drying process is where you're going to mess up the most, so be careful. See, like the pivot is slightly covered, and that's after I took off the took apart the knife and put it back together. It's just a little flap hanging over. But let's see. Actually, I think I did better on the Espada. See how clean that is? And we have a little flaw right there where I couldn't cover. And this G10, if you have ever messed with cold steel G10 before, you know it's extremely aggressive. Now it's not really aggressive anymore. It still has a texture to it and it feels really good, but it's not going to abrade your pocket now. And because the knife is so ergonomic, I still don't, I mean, this feels really secure in my hand, and I don't really have any worries as far as using the blade and accidentally slipping. So that's something to, you know, that needs to be mentioned, is that it will take away some of your texture on your G10. But because it's G10, it has the grooves, I actually think the Rust-Oleum bonds a little bit better. But basically, I think I've covered it all. Let's see, got the stone wash out of the way. We got the durability. It's pretty durable. I mean, if you don't hard use your blade and you want it looking kind of cool and you don't drop it, you're going to be all right. But I guess eventually anything wears, so after a while these knives will both wear, and I might do an update video in the future. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I guess all in all, I can't really recommend it to knife novices. But if you want to give it a try, it's definitely, I guess, worth doing to at least one knife. So I'm Camo Kid 1SS, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I am out.